My name is Luz Selena Mendoza, and I play Nila Bamba.
Fantastic. Thank you. That was a lovely introduction. Well, my first question is this your first time at South by Southwest?
This is my third time, but my second time with a full band. I don't know if that's important, but I was here like 2 years ago by myself, and it was really hard.
Yeah. How would you say that like the whole event has like changed? Have you noticed any differences that are interesting to you?
Not really. I mean, I don't know, because South by is I'm so like overwhelmed and overly stimulated by everything, and I'm mostly depend on like my interactions with people to just kind of like, you know, how I discern like if I'm having a, you know, if I feel safe or not, you know, and but I don't really know like what has changed at South by. I learn a lot about people in the world for sure, and where people put their value, and what's important, or I see how people and what they put value in, and I think it's kind of like exhausting, you know, to just see. Yeah, that's a loaded answer. There's a lot. So
It's
yeah, okay. I just don't like ingenuine, you know, like art.
Totally. We were just talking about like this conflict between like, you know, like the marketing aspect of it and then like the artistic aspect of it. It's strange. It does strange things to your brain.
Yeah, and I guess it's definitely. I feel like people really need to start learning how to like be there for one another. We got to educate the industry now. You know, like kind of like if people give a damn, you know, like I feel like that's what we're trying to do, is just like create awareness so people can actually learn how to care if they don't know how, or if they're interested in, you know. I just hope we're moving in a direction where people are interested in and integrating new, safe, supportive ways, and the artists in, you know, community, or if you will. You know?
So true. Like we could never have too much like solidarity.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, the industry has been there to pit each other against one another, and to divide one another, and to say like this patriarchal I don't even know how to say it, but like it's like everyone wants to like fit this model, you know, like I don't know. I just don't buy it. I'm not interested. Never have and never will be. But
right on.
I'm interested in change, and people who are making art for that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, and here
totally.
I just learn about the world more and more. I'm just like, okay, it's really sad to see. It just can be turned into a monster if you don't nurture it in the ways where it's supposed to create a good thing, you know, create positive change. You gotta nurture it in the right way. So I feel like we're doing this because you're present with me, but yeah, I just hope
that's like the best compliment I've ever gotten. Thank you.
Well, I just hope that if I'm not seeing it, that there are large pockets of nurturing people.
Totally.
Be like, hi, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you
so much for being here, and thank you for like being vulnerable and being in a place where it might be testy, and that you're putting yourself out there. And for those who don't have they are there for the wrong reasons, and that's so telling.
What do you want to say to those people who are here for the wrong reasons?
Oh,
You
got me right there.
Sorry.
I'm like, there's a lot to say, and just put in one sentence.
I know,
like,
I'm sorry.
With love, to
totally
be continued.
Totally awful.
To be
the
continued.
interview questions that I had prepared. Oh my god. Let's see.
Just wake up.
Right on. On a lighter note, what have you been doing in between like performances, and is there anything like you've seen that was really exciting?
Oh, from South by?
Yeah.
Well, because we came in such an awkward time, and we just been like chilling most of the time.
When did you come in? Just because
we
weren't recording.
Yeah. We drove from Portland, Oregon, the 9th of March, and like around like 10 in the morning, and then we arrived the 12th of March at 10 p.m. or something.
Crazy.
And then we played our show at 1 in the morning. So we've been just chilling, you know, and observing and like processing and then also catching up with people that I haven't seen in a long time, like, you know, because like
Totally.
the art, the music, touring, and like circuit, you just start seeing people you haven't seen
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
while, and having camaraderie in that way, you
That's
know.
fun.
So yeah,
And it was your birthday.
yeah, it was my birthday, March 11th.
Hey, happy birthday.
Thank you. It was my brother's birthday, March 12th.
What?
So I arrived on his birthday as a present to all of us.
Is he here?
No, he's not here.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about where you drew inspiration from your latest record?
Just personal experience, just all that it is that I understand of what and who I am, and I always write about, you know, that core. I'm always
Totally.
exploring like who I am, where I come from, where my parents are from, where they come from, the world, everything,
Yeah.
everything.
Let's see. Okay. Can you tell me, do you remember the first time you ever wrote a song?
Oh my God, yes, kinda-ish. I remember, well, I've been writing songs since I can remember, right? Since I was a little kid, even if I didn't have an instrument, I would just like hit something, and first started singing like 2 mariachi songs that I was like surrounded by and was growing up, like what I grew up listening to like the Catholic church hymns at the school, at the Catholic or Catholic school.
Yeah.
Or church. Oh my God, I can't even talk. Like alabanzas. And then I wrote this song called "You Got a," or something friend. Not "You Got a Friend," something friend.
Yeah.
And I had help with like some other people, and I was really young. I was like maybe 14, maybe. And then I just started learning how to play the guitar when I was like 18.
Uh-huh.
So I think that like helped me progress, you know, songwriting in a new way. But before I would write songs. I would go to like Fred Meyer or Sam and Goodies or whatever. I don't know if you. It's like a music store.
Yeah, I don't know what
And
either
I
of those
would
things are.
I would like go see like cassette tapes, see
Right
like
on.
the singles, because there would be a single. There'd be-
Singles.
Yeah, there would be like on one side would be like the radio edit or the actual, and then the other side would be an instrumental.
Yeah.
So I would buy these instrumentals and write my own songs
Wow.
on top of those beats and like compositions, as long as there weren't like crazy backup vocals. You know,
That's so
some of
good.
them had them, but I did that for like a good 2 years.
That's so
and
cool.
that's how I wrote my music when I was like, yeah, like straight up 15, 16, 14, 15, 16, 17, you know,
Yeah.
like in a way where I'm like, oh yeah, this is how I can write my music.
Mhm.
Or like I had like this little shitty like Yamaha white keyboard that I would just sing along to the drum machine in there.
Yeah. I can only hope that there's some long lost recordings
Oh my
floating
God,
around
everyone
somewhere.
says that when I share that story. I don't know. But yeah, obviously I wanted it.
Yeah.
I've always done it since I was a kid. I always like had this thing, visceral thing that I'm like, oh, I'm writing songs since I was a little kid.
That's cool. Well, I've never heard that of somebody like making music with the instrumental singles, and it's like
Yeah.
it's like sounds really fun.
Yeah, well, it made me feel like, yeah, cool. Like my song has a body of sound around
Yeah.
it. So it made me feel like it was like my friend. Like
Yeah.
validation. I'm like, cool, my song doesn't sound that bad. And I'm like little.
Uh-huh.
Cute.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And then, in relation to that question, if it's not a huge secret, do you remember the last time you wrote a song? Most recently?
Oh yeah, like 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. I write all the time.
That's rad.
You know?
Yeah.
And even if I put things out or not, you just write. I write every day.
That's so cool. Let's see. What else?
But I will, to be more accurate,
Yes.
since I've been at South by, these spaces are really hard. And touring is interesting. Writing looks differently.
Yeah?
And that's like, I've been touring more, like as of recently. So when I'm not in those spaces, when I'm not touring, I was in Mexico for 2 months and I was like writing every fucking day. I was
Yeah.
there. And then I went on tour. And then I'll do that again when I'm done.
Do you think it's like harder to write when you're touring, or do you think it's just like sort of like a different experience, but maybe not necessarily harder?
It's not harder. I'm just present with what's
Yeah.
happening, so it's not hard. It's
Right.
just this is what needs to happen when I'm in those spaces, to
see,
be
yeah.
present with that. and then it's actually really good. It's good. It's healthy because then it's like my break. It's a forced break.
Totally.
And so then I process and I take in, and then it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, and here's a question. This is probably the last question, unless you have something else you want to mention. But what are you excited about in the future? Very vague question.
I'm excited to, oh my God, how do I even answer? I'm excited to see myself continue to grow and to continue to really know the value of self-love and then therefore I'm able to really continue to cultivate safe spaces for my parents and my family. I'm excited to see what my strength and my power will do in order to make that happen, and for my community. I'm excited that I am tapping into those parts of myself, so it's a positive thing, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like I'm
I totally
excited to
feel
see
you,
this
yeah.
grow, so like I'm available to myself and to my community.
That's great.
I'm excited to see positive change and that I'm going to be part of it.
Yeah. That's like a really great way to end this interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.